Resident Evil Requiem hasn't even launched yet, and it's already made gaming history. With over 4 million wishlists, a February release date, and the return of one of gaming's most recognizable characters, Capcom's next horror title is shaping up to be one of the biggest releases of 2026. But what exactly is Requiem, and why is everyone suddenly talking about it? Resident Evil Requiem is the 9th mainline entry in Capcom's long-running survival horror franchise, launching February 27, 2026 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, PC, and Nintendo Switch 2. Unlike previous games that focused on a single perspective, Requiem tells one unified story through two very different playable characters, offering two completely different gameplay experiences inside the same game. The game features Grace Ashcroft, a new character, and Leon S. Kennedy, a returning fan favorite and the face of the IP. Grace is an FBI analyst sent to investigate the ruins of Raccoon City, decades after the U.S. government destroyed it to contain a viral outbreak. Being unaccustomed to the terrible horrors of the Resident Evil universe, she is inexperienced, vulnerable, and afraid, making her sections heavily focused on slow, tense survival horror. Leon, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. He's a veteran federal agent who has survived countless bioterror incidents. His gameplay leans more toward fast-paced action, with melee combat and movement inspired by Resident Evil 4. According to the developers, the game switches between these two characters as the story progresses, with their playable sections being almost evenly split. Why the contrast matters. The developers describe the experience as jumping into a cold bath after sitting in a hot sauna. Grace's sections build tension, quiet exploration, limited combat, and fear of a jump scare around the corner. Leon's sections then release that tension through action-heavy encounters that feel empowering by comparison. This innovative back and forth has been designed by Capcom so that each playstyle enhances the other. Horror feels scarier after action. Action feels more intense after horror. The result is a rhythm that's very different from previous Resident Evil games as well as anything else on the market, and one that Capcom believes makes Requiem the best entry into the franchise yet. Leon's return is a big deal. Leon S. Kennedy hasn't been a main playable character in a brand new Resident Evil game since 2012. This version of Leon is older, more experienced, and more restrained. The developers describe him as calm, self-sacrificing, and quietly sarcastic, someone who is still fighting to save people, even after decades of trauma. Importantly, this is also Leon's first return to Raccoon City since Resident Evil 2, meaning the story places him back at the location where everything originally went wrong. That emotional weight is a key part of Requiem's narrative. Even if you don't know Leon's full backstory, the game directors insist they've made a serious effort to make the game approachable for newcomers. A game already breaking records. 7 weeks before launch, Resident Evil Requiem has reached over 4 million wishlists, making it one of the most wishlist games in Steam history. That number puts it in rare company and signals massive interest well beyond hardcore fans. It also confirms that single-player, story-driven horror games can still dominate attention in an industry increasingly focused on live service titles. Capcom hit its first million wishlist shortly after the game's reveal, and interest has only accelerated since Leon's return was confirmed. If the final product lives up to what Capcom has shown so far, Resident Evil Requiem could be one of the defining horror releases of the generation. Requiem is no longer just a highly anticipated sequel. It's quickly becoming one of the most watched releases of 2026. And in just a few weeks, we'll find out if the hype was justified.